Hello again. Welcome to another weekly review for NASDAQ 100. So this is where I go over the moves that happened and the moves that I took from the previous week. So before we get right into it, let me just pray. God, we just thank you again for your blessing and for your goodness. And we thank you for the ability to trade and the knowledge that you have imparted onto us. Pray that as I go over this review, that it will be beneficial to someone. Thank you. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, so let me just get right into it, and I'll share my screen. Now, last week, markets were actually very good. So what I'll do is I'm going to go through the beginning of the week, how I took the moves. I actually took 6 trades in total last week, and the total profit on them for the week was over 350%. 6 moves, no losses, 100% wins. All right, so I'll go over those moves using the AuberStrategy. All right, so get right into it. Move some of these windows out the way. All right. So basically, as you guys know, those of you who have been following me previously, I like to do my lines and do my weekly and daily separation lines. Okay, so my blue lines are my weeks, and my day lines, my day lines are in green. Okay, and I go back as far as, sometimes 4 or 5 weeks. All right, depending on what we're doing. So last week, this is basically where we started right here. So one of the first things that I did last week was I came in and I wanted to see what the market was doing. So when I came in, I realized that the market had been selling, for the previous number of weeks. It was doing some amount of consolidation. It has been selling all the way since in July. Of course, you have that retracement, and it goes down again, but this has been in a predominantly downtrend mode. Okay. All right. Now, what I wanted to do was I wanted to see if the market was ready for a retracement. Now, when I came in on Sunday, one of the first things that I noticed was that there was an XABCD pattern. Okay. Now, I took my tool out. Of course, my X point is my lower low. My A point is going to be my higher high. And then my B point is going to be this low. Then my C point is going to be here. And then my D point is going to be here. Okay. Now I have a perfect XABCD pattern. Now, what this means is, for those of you who use a stop loss, basically what the strategy says is that your stop loss is going to be below X. Okay. And you expect the price to go up to actually break your C or your A point. That's the premise of the XABCD pattern. Okay. Now I saw this pattern and I knew that there was some amount of buying that was going to take place, but I'm still cautious to make sure that all my confirmations are in place. I don't just use one tool to say, okay, fine, this is what the market is going to be doing. I have to basically look to see if certain conditions are in place for it to actually continue to do what I expect it to do, or if it's going to reverse, right? So that's the first thing that I saw on the week. Excuse me. So the next thing that I did was, this is on my 4-hour. All right. So I jumped down to my 1-hour and I wanted to see where the price was at. Now, when I looked at my 1-hour, I see here that the price, and I'll take the XABCD pattern off so we can see. Price was actually here at lower low, and it came up, it made a what I call a segmented high. Okay. What this tells me is that this market still has some selling to do. However, because it's coming from a lower low, okay, and it formed a high that was higher than this lower low, I knew that there was some amount of buying that was going to take place. Now, here's a smaller XABCD pattern for you. So X, A, B, C, D. Okay. All right. Let's look at the 15-minute to see how that played out. Okay, here we go. So X, A, B, C, D. Okay. Stop loss, if you're using a stop loss, would be down here, and you're expecting the price to go up to break your C or your A point. Okay. All right, take this off again. So immediately once I saw that, all right, I knew that there was some amount of buying that was going to take place. Okay. So basically what I want to do is, if I'm taking this move, all right, with the market just starting now, bearing in mind I would have been in this trade from Friday already if I was taking this buy, because I would see my confirmations already. The fact that this low came and broke a higher low, it tells me that the price is going to go up at some point in time. All right, so I would be in this trade already. All right. So let's look at what happened when the market opened. All right. So this is what happened. This is the first thing that happened. Price just pushed up. So if you were in this trade, you'd have already been in profit. Now, I did actually have an entry in this trade from Friday. So immediately I continued to be in profit with this thing. All right. So now I'm watching to see what kind of highs the market is going to be making. Now, remember, the premise, it all started from the fact that the 4-hour was actually at this low right here, which is basically a higher low, and it was an XABCD pattern. So I'm expecting price to go up. However, I keep repeating myself, I still want to see what kind of highs are made on my small time frame to determine whether or not the price is going to continue, or if it's going to actually keep pushing to the downside or move to the upside. All right. So now I'm back on my 1 hour. Came in on this low, so I'm watching to see what kind of highs are being made. And this is what price did. Came back down, and it did this. It's bouncing around. It's the beginning of the week. A little of that is actually expected. All right. So there we go. See, price came and it made this lower high right here. And look at what it did. It came right back down. Okay. And I'm actually in the red right now. Okay. If I stayed in this trade. However, I actually did come out of this trade. All right. As you know, I have this line right here. And the reason why I came out of this trade, let me show it to you. You look at your half-hour time frame. Okay, your half-hour time frame actually came up. It made only a lower high. Okay, now that's significant. Okay, because when I go down to my smaller time frame, my smaller matching time frame, I'll notice that the price actually came up and only made a segmented high. So that tells me that it translates to a lower high on my bigger time frame. So immediately once I see this right here, it came up and it did all of this right here, I know I'm coming out once the price breaks here. All right. Okay. So you're out of the first trade right there. All right. Now go back to your 1 hour. So price came down, it made a lower low. Not to worry. Okay. Let's say you missed your exit right there. You're still in the trade. You still want to see price come up and make a high. You don't need to rush to get out of the trade. So the price did that. Okay. Computer's running a little bit slow. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Okay. Price came, it pushed, it did that. Okay. Now if you notice, you're back in profit. And because you got a good entry right here, there's nothing to worry about. You're still, right now, you're back in profit and everything like that. All right. Almost the end of the day. Let's look. So price came back. It made a lower high right here. Okay. It's another opportunity for you to actually get out of the trade and get out in good profit. So you got a second time to get out. all right? Whereas I would have gotten 2 buy entries because I would have gotten out here, price came back down, it made another low, I'm back in for the buy again. Came back up, it only made a lower high. This time I'm looking at my half hour. When I'm looking at my half hour, I see that it's at a lower high right here. Okay, what does that mean for me? Again, I look at my 4 hour. Sorry, at my 15-minute. Again, it's another segmented high. Guess what? I'm out of this trade again. I'm not even pushing it. Taking my profits and I'm out. So those have been 2 trades, all right, that you'd have had the chance to actually get out. Now remember, the beginning of the week, okay, NASDAQ 100 usually takes its time to do a lot of consolidation before it sets up its move for the week. All right, so this is normal. This is only Monday. You got 2 good trades here on Monday. So let's look at them. All right. So I would have been in this trade already from Friday. Let's say I came in here. Okay. You came up here, you got out right there. This would be 973 pips. Now I'm using the Vantage chart. The Vantage chart, you got to divide by, multiply by 10% to actually get the true pip value. So this says 9,733. It's actually 973.3 pips. Okay. So that would be the first trade. Okay. I'm not going against the trend, so I would not have taken that sell. I would have just waited for another setup down here. Okay. And so you have 900 pips right there. Let's say I came in right here on this line right here again. Okay. This is where the price is right now. Okay. Now I'd have gotten another 1,151 pips. Plus 900, you're definitely over your 2,000 pip mark and everything like that. 2 trades. So remember, I told you I would have come out on this trade right here. Am I going to wait for the high? No, because I look at my lower time frame and I see that it's only making a lower high. So I'm out. I really don't care. I'm out. All right, look at what price did. It came up, it actually did push, it made a high. All right, but I'm not worrying about it. Now I'm looking at my 4 hour. On my 4 hour, I see that nothing has been registered. So it's not, it's trying to go up, but it has not registered a high, which tells me that the move still has some more to go. All right. Coming back down to my 1 hour. This made a high. All right. So the fact that this made a high on this time frame, okay, I look at my 4 hour and I notice that on my 4 hour, nothing has been put on, but it's a lower high right here. Coupled with the fact that when I look at my half hour, it made a lower high right here and everything. But when I look at my 15-minute, it's a segmented high. I'm out of this trade. There's nothing that's going to keep me in this trade. I'm out of this trade. Okay. The other thing that's important now is that I'm going to take this sell. And the reason why I'm taking this sell is because it is showing me that it's still making lower highs. All right. So now I'm back on my 1 hour. Okay. You know, I'm in for that sell. All right. So let's say I put a line right here. Put a line right here. Thinner. All right. So I'd be in for that sell. All right. Price did that. I'm in profit. Price did that. I'm in profit. Okay. I'm in major profit right there. Okay. Price came. Okay. Now I'm at a higher low. All right. I'm looking to see what my smaller time frame is doing. It's actually saying a higher low right there. I'm looking at my 15-minute. My 15-minute does show me that I'm making a higher low. All right. I'm taking my profits and I'm getting out of that trade. All right. So computer's a little bit slow tonight. So I'd have come out right on this blue line right here. All right. Let's measure. So I came in on this blue line right here. So this blue line right here, how many pips is that? So I'd have made 1,200 pips right there on that move, and I'm out. Okay, not going into any moves right now. I'm out. All right, I'm just waiting to see what is going to happen next. So in 2 days, I'd have made close to 3,000 pips already. That's how easy it is for you to actually make those. There's absolutely no rush. Just sit and just wait for your setup. All right. So I'm out of that trade. Look at what the price did. Came, it pushed down some more. Came up, it made a lower high. Excuse my computer's getting a little bit hot right here. All right, so price came, it did that. Came, it made another lower high. All right, now if you notice, like I said, a lot of consolidation. So you see, price actually worked itself down to make that low. It's a segmented low. Again, okay? This is another buy opportunity for me right now because the price is at a low. If I look at my bigger time frame, it's still sitting at a low. Although it's pushing it down, it's still sitting at a low. All right. So there are buy opportunities. My bias is going to be for the buy because my bigger time frame, my biggest time frame is actually sitting at that low. All right. So not to worry. So you're in. All right. You're looking at your 1 hour. Now you know that price came here. It's actually at this low. Okay. Am I looking for buy opportunities again? Absolutely. Because everything is actually sitting at that low point. All right. So price actually pushed down. Now, if you notice, it didn't push down by much. All right. I came in on the low. So it's just a matter of sitting down and just waiting on the price. No rush. Just wait for the price to give you what it is that you need to get in and out of the market. All right. So price came down, it made that higher low right there. You know price is actually going to go down to make that lower low. There's no question about that. All right. See, lower low. Okay. This is another buy opportunity for you again. Okay. Now I'm not taking any sells. The reason is my bias is going to be for the buy because my bigger time frame is actually sitting at that low. Okay. So I'm really tracking for the buys. All right. So any buys that I take, all right, I'm watching to see what highs the lower time frames are making in order to determine whether or not I'm going to stay or I'm going to exit. All right. The only time I'm going to be taking a sell move is if my 1 hour goes up and it makes a high, then I'll probably take, I will take a sell. All right. Because I'm sure at that point in time that the market is still making lower highs, lower lows. All right. So this is another buy opportunity for you right here. So let's say I move this line right here. I put it right here. Just a matter of waiting on the market. Price push down. Okay, not to worry. Price came back up. All right. See, you don't have to worry about it. You will be in profit if you come in at the right time. Okay. I know I'm not coming out of this trade until the market goes up to make that high. Don't care what happens. Boom. It made a high right here. Am I going to be staying in this trade? Let's look at how it plays out on a smaller time frame. Boom. This goes right here. This is in fact, it broke, it made a low to a high. I look at my smaller time frame. Yes, a low to a high. Absolutely, I'm staying in that trade. Okay. This now tells me that this market is ready to go up to a point. So I'm staying in that trade. So I'm back on my 1 hour. So this is now Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I know traditionally with NAS, Monday, Tuesdays, it usually takes the time to do that consolidation moves. By the time you get to Wednesday, that's when you start seeing those major moves. Let's look at what happened. Price did that, continue to push up. Price did that. Price did that. Okay. Now it made a higher low right here. Now for me, okay, I'm looking at this now, and I'm looking at my smaller time frame to see what is happening. Okay, fine. Higher low. tells me that price still has an interest in going up. All right, so I'm staying with my move. Staying with my price came, did that. Okay. Boom. There you go. Higher high. You're out of that trade. I mean, of course, if you want to come out, based on the higher high, right? So you know that the price is definitely going up, right? Because again, from that lower low, and remember, when you look at your bigger time frame, notice what I said, price is coming from that low. You're expecting for it to go up to make some sort of a high. Yes, your 4 hour finally put on that lower high that you're missing. All right. So now you know that the market is intent on going up. However, when you look at your 4 hour, it's only signaling a lower high. Now, I'm expecting price to come somewhere up here to break this high, this previous high, to form a new high. Okay. Will it go up here and do that? That remains to be seen. It's a little bit early to tell, but I'm still just trading the moves that I'm actually seeing the market giving me. I'm not chasing the price. I'm not running the price down. I'm waiting for the price to actually come to me. The market will reveal itself as to what it wants to do. So going back on my 1 hour. So I'm still in. I'm still staying in that trade. All right. Like I said, this is just a review. Now imagine this came here. I see this overbought. Okay. I'm taking my profits and I'm getting out because it's showing me that the market is at some sort of exhaustion point. So remember, we came in at this blue line right here. All right. Let's look at how many pips we have right here. From here to this green line. All right, so now we have 2,567 pips. All right. Now, using my strategy, using my divider, I use a 25,000 divider, which means I only need 2,500 pips to actually double my money. So if I was trading with $1,000 right now, I would have had $2,000 just from this move alone. Just by coming in here. Just by coming in here. Price came back. Notice what it did. Came back to entry. So look at how many opportunities I would have had on this move right here. So if I came in here on this blue line, right? My first move from the high, from the low to the high would have been 1,500 pips. Took my profit, came out. All right. Notice price came back down. It only gave me a higher low. What does this higher low translate to? Let's look at my half hour. Half hour, it's still a higher low right here. Look at my 15 minute. 15 minute segmented low. Boom. I'm in for another move right here. All right, so we made $1,500 on that first move right. 1,500 pips on that first move right there. Okay. Catch another entry right here from this low all the way up here. How many pips is that? Boom. 2,800 pips. Well, if you went to the green line, it would be actually 2,500 pips. So I've had enough to actually make 1.5 times on my account. So this 2,500 pips would double my account. So 1,000 to 2,000. Okay. And then this first move here would have given me, 500, assuming I'm using the same lot size. All right. So you see the opportunities that really existed last week. It was just, what you call it, a trader's paradise last week if you had the right strategy and everything. And thankfully, it worked out and I got my confirmations and everything like that. All right. So now we're back on the 1 hour. Now, how does this translate? So I'm looking at my 4 hour and I see that my 4 hour is only at a lower high. Okay. I'm on my 1 hour. I see that it's at a higher high. However, when I'm looking at this higher high, I see right here that it's at an exhaustion point. So I would be in this trade for a sell. All right. I would be in that trade for a sell. And I'm going down to see what sort of lows the market is going to give me. So I'm in for that sell from that green line right there. All right. Market dropped. I'm in profit right there. All right. Dropped again. I'm still in profit again. Now I'm checking my small time frames because I want to see exactly what's going on over there. All right. So let's watch. Price came, it did that, pushed me back up there, came back down, doing a lot of consolidation. All right. A lot of consolidation. You're like, what the hell is this market doing? Okay. Notice what it did. It came down, it gave me that higher low right here. Now, for me, that is a sign that the market wants to continue. Again, going down to my 15 minutes. Okay, I see that it came here, it made another higher low. All right. Now, at this point in time, I can say, okay, fine. You know what? Let me just take my profits and run because this is actually an Asian session. So let me just take my profits and run, which I actually did. All right. So you'd have taken your profits from here. All right. And you are actually out of this market. As a matter of fact, correction to that. I actually did not take my profit on this move. I actually stayed in the trade and everything like that. You know, I wasn't sure what it was going to do at that time of the night. So I actually just stayed in the trade. All right. Now let's watch again. The price came, it did that. Let's check what it says. Okay, if you notice, came here, higher low, you got rejection right here. All right. So price is starting to go up. All right. So you got a lower high. Price pushed up. You got another higher low. Then you got a higher high right there. You're like, what on God's earth is this? Price came and it did all of that. All right. And it pushed and it pushed and it pushed and it pushed. See, notice it only came up here and it made a low all the way up here and everything like that. Barely back in entry. I mean, sorry, barely back in any kind of profit right here. I mean, I'm break even at this point. But you know what? I said what goes up must come down. Right? All right, so boom. Now I know I'm in profit. Okay. Now is a good time. I would have given up all of these pips. I could have come out from down here. All right. But I would have given up all of those pips. However, here's the key thing. When you look at your bigger time frame, which is your 1 hour, you'd have noticed that price came up here and was at this higher high. And it's Friday. And it needs a low and everything like that. So you stay with the trade. All right. And that's exactly what I did. All right. So the price came, it pushed all the way down, came here. All right. I got more than enough time to actually get out of that trade. Notice it would have come out where I should have come out originally with this low. All right. See, came all the way down here and everything like that. Perfect opportunity for me to get out of this trade, which is exactly what I did. All right. So that is one of the reasons why I was able to actually make that 350% on my account. Could have made more, as you can see. However, we just traded the strategy correctly and everything like that. So I came out here. I saw it was an oversold. I came out. It was Friday. Was not going to push that market. Now look at what happened to finish the trading session, trading week. Price pushed down a little bit more. If you notice, it started going back up. Came down, not by much. Came down, pushed, boom. The take profit was right there, which is where I had my take profit. Came, took it out, and just shot right back up. And that is how we actually finished the week. All right. So that's basically it, guys. I mean, that was the review of last week. Now, if you look at where we're at, this is pretty much what you're seeing. Notice price is consolidating between the high and the low of Friday. That's exactly where it finished off on Friday. Consolidation right here. All right. So to begin next week, tomorrow being next week, there's no rush for me to actually try and jump in on a trade right now. I need to see a setup before I actually get into the market. All right. And right now, we know that the market is clearly consolidating. If you look at it, this was the high on Friday. This was the low on Friday. Okay. Guess what? Between that high and low, this is where price is. Just bouncing around in between this zone. High, low, price hasn't broken anywhere. So it would be suicidal for me to actually try now to predict what this market is going to be doing, right? Until I see a clear sign. All right. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you had a good week last week also. If you didn't, guess what? There are more opportunities to actually make it up this week and everything. So thank you again for watching and see you next time. God, just thank you again for your blessings and for this opportunity to trade. We ask that you will just be with us and help that we'll have the best week of our trading lives next week. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Take care, guys. See you next time.